You're watching Cable 2.
And hello everyone, welcome to Today with Dr. Beverly Emory. I'm Chris Runch. Thanks so much for being with us. As we get closer to the end of the school year, we have a lot to talk about today, including our new Teacher of the Year and a program where a local service organization is rewarding many of our students, our best performing students, with some pretty nifty gifts. And we'll show you those as we tag along for one gift giving day. And that's coming up in just a little bit. First of all, hello, Dr. Emory, and welcome back.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good.
You're almost there.
I'm a little weary, but it's a joyful time of year.
Yeah,
yes,
it is.
Very much so.
Well, as summer rapidly approaches, the last time that we talked, you were headed to the Forsyth County Board of Commissioners to talk to them about our budget and the money that we will be getting for the next fiscal year. Under County Manager Dudley Watts' proposal, how much do we stand to get? Are you happy with it? Does it look good compared to years past?
It's a very good year, Chris. We are so blessed that many years ago, I'm thinking we're probably 6-7 years into an agreed upon formula that the county uses. And of course, one of those components is the revenue the county receives. And so in tough times, that was not the greatest. My first year in the district, we wound up sort of giving back on that formula. But as the economy has improved, the formula has been very good to us. And in fact, this year exceeded our expectations. So we're going to see a little over a $3 million increase. And we had budgeted for about 2.4. And so those additional funds will go a long way to helping us with class size reduction, making sure we keep as many people employed in this process as possible, and also allow us to look possibly at our supplements. Once we know what the state budget looks like, we know that we've sort of fallen a little below the average there, and I know that's a priority for our board as well. So a very good year from the county perspective. We also will continue to receive the separate set aside the county has been giving us the last 2 years, so we get $1.4 million for technology. And that has really allowed us to get on this 3-year refresh cycle. Kevin and his team will deploy another 30,000, I think, Chromebooks this summer in schools. And that should really get the old stuff, the museum-like stuff out of our buildings and get us back on a 3-year refresh cycle.
That's really pretty generous. I mean, that's
fabulous. Yeah. Yes, we really are blessed and grateful for that relationship.
Very good to hear. Something a lot of people might not realize, but money coming out of Raleigh, that's something totally different. That's a different budget. Have we heard anything from them yet?
We have seen the governor's budget came out over a month ago. We saw the Senate budget a couple of weeks ago, which we were encouraged by. As always, there's some things that bring you a little anxiety, but overall is very positive for public schools in North Carolina. We expect the House budget today sometime. The news is saying. Yeah. And so I think that will give us some idea of how close are they, how far apart. Would be really delightful to have a budget this early prior to June 30 would make our lives much easier. And sure. I know that's been a goal of the General Assembly is to try to get these things done. You know, we've had some years it's been October when there was such disagreement. So I'm encouraged by what I see. Some good things there addressing particularly principal pay, which was a major issue for groups around the state. We were, I think, 51st in the country, and so some study that's gone on all year and serious attention to that. Not large increases, but increases overall in the Senate budget for teachers and other staff in the district. So I think once we see how close is the House to that, we'll have a better idea of what we can project.
And money that came out of the bonds that were approved in November, we're continuing to work toward using that money and building new schools. Where do we stand now?
So those installments will come to us in 4-year increments of $87.5 million. So that first drawdown has already happened. We've been out to bid on Conoke and the Paisley-Lawrence projects. I anticipate at the June 13th meeting, the board will vote to accept the bid on Paisley-Lawrence. The Conoke bids all came in way over what we projected, so the board officially rejected all of those bids and are working on some alternate kinds of things that will help us reduce costs. So we actually will go out to bid on Conoke a second time because of course you have specs, and now we understand in order to meet our budget we're going to have to change some of those, and that's what's in process now. It will not affect the building timeline for Conoke. We do have the blessing of a little window here that we can do this, and given that the economy's better and there's work out there, we are trying to be good stewards of the taxpayers' dollar.
And if you ever want to see what bond money can do, head out to Ibrahim Elementary and look at those before and after pictures. Incredible. And speaking of, that was in 2005. Speaking of Ibrahim, Teacher of the Year comes from Ibrahim this year. Jenny Hawk, you were a part of it like you always are. You always look so moved and so happy by all that.
Well,
What's it like?
Just it's such a joy to see the surprise, and not all districts that I've worked in kind of have this legacy of we get on the bus and we ride. I mean, it's a fun day, and the surprise is always great. What I think the committee should be commended for is in the last 2 years, I believe, we've always made it a secret. I mean, I would not even know till the day of. I guess they were afraid I would not be able to keep a secret. But now they let the principal know 2 days before.
Oh.
So schools can actually gear up. And in this case, for Jenny, her husband, her baby, first child, her parents, her family, her pastor from her church, and just what's really moving. So you expect the Teacher of the Year, but to see that great pride and real emotion in a family for something that's an award to us, but you realize sort of what a life-changing event it is for the teacher and for their family. And what I love about Jenny is she is just who she is, no pretension, just full of spunk, and the reaction of the kids also always tells us a lot, and that was kind of fun to see that whole, you would have thought they were getting the Teacher of the Year award.
They were more excited. They were more excited. And we're going to see more about that coming up in just a little bit. But 11 years there at Ibrahim, her entire teaching career at Ibrahim.
And student teaching, actually. Yeah. So Lee, her principal, hired her from her teaching experience, student teaching experience there. So
that's great. Finally, 2 big events are coming up. One, after school lets out this summer, it's a conference for employees in the school system, or a summit. And then a really big kickoff. I don't want to, wish summer away, but a very big kickoff for the next school year includes a very big guest. Can you tell us about those?
Yeah, so Core Values Summit in June, and last year was our first launch of Core Values, and so this is a way for us to sort of monitor, bring back people, re-energize again. And interestingly enough, I was having a conversation yesterday with some assistant principals over lunch, and we were talking about how the core values have allowed us to execute something that we have control over. So we work to improve test scores, and we want those to improve, and we're working really hard on that. But one of the comments was around, I can work with integrity. I can always be student-centered. I may not always do all the things that might get a 10-point increase in reading, but I can live these core values. And it was really powerful for me to hear. So on the 13th, the idea is to revisit that and dig into beliefs what drives us, how do we know we're living those core values, and really just to spark some energy about them for the new year. On August 25th, we'll have our all-district rally. We're so grateful to our friends and partners at BB&T Ballpark for making it available to us and at the right price.
Good.
We are also excited that Ron Clark, who is a native North Carolinian and went to East Carolina University, but has made a name for himself in this business with his academy in Atlanta. One of the ways that Alex, our chief of staff, described him was sort of the rock star for educators, and then someone else told me it's like having the Rolling Stones for teachers, you know. So
Matthew Perry played him in the movie, right?
We're really excited that Ron is coming here, and he is very excited. He's never been in a ballpark before, so we imagine the wheels are turning about how active he is, and so stay tuned for more logistical detail about that morning. But we're planning 2 hours for all of us, all of the staff of the district. And the last time we were at the ballpark, people really had a good time. They keep asking, when are we going back? So we're very excited about August 25th and what that will do for the start of, hard for me to say, the 17-18 school year.
Amazing. A lot of teachers watch us online, so you were talking about the logistics, and last year it was a problem for some of the teachers getting there, but like you said, we're working on it, and this should be easier.
Yes, at the Coliseum with all the parking, we thought we could do away with buses and give people the convenience. We'll probably revisit the same plan we used at the ballpark before, where we shuttle people in, because that seemed a more efficient way to get folks there. And I think schools had fun with whatever rah-rah they do before and after. We know some schools went out to lunch, and so hopefully it will be a good way to create that back-to-school energy.
Very nice. So we're almost there, into the school. Any thoughts as we head into summer? Are you going to just decompress? You get to breathe? No.
I have principal positions to fill, and the good news for the folks that can retire is we love them and we wish them well, but we have some really major players who have, every year I think, okay, this will be the year we have really little turnover, but life happens and people decide they want to do something else, or they want to spend more time with families, or life is short and I'm going to take those trips or whatever. So once again, we find ourselves with, I think, about 10, 11 vacancies in principalships to fill, and some of them sort of coming last, this near the end, that we will really have to rock and roll here to get those filled quickly so people have time to get ready for the school year. And then, of course, what does the summer bring in terms of bond prep and those kinds of things we add. So certainly we'll get some long weekends with our 4 10-hour days, but no big vacations this summer. We've got lots of work to do.
Yes, we do. And so next time we talk, we'll probably have some video and some things to say about the core values. Okay.
Yes, and be talking back to school next time, right?
Yeah, we will. Thanks very much. We appreciate it. And we've got bikes for books for kids coming up right after this.
Where's Tommy?
I thought he was with you.
No.
Jack.
Tommy?
Go get him.
Don't stop. Keep playing. Here we go. Here's the fun part.
Did you do this?
Great job.
Encouragement. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Daddy, we don't say words like that.
Just let your love flow like a mountain.
Good example. Pass them on.
With the smallest of dreams and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean.
I'm the greatest hitter in the world! Strike one. I'm the greatest hitter in the world! Strike two. I'm the greatest hitter in the world! Strike three. Wow! I'm the greatest pitcher in the world! Yes!
Optimism. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Wow. College already.
Yeah. We gotta go.
For all those times you stood by me. For all the
And remember that
Seatbelt. Drive safe. Call when I get there.
for all the joy you brought to my life.
I love you.
For every dream you made come true. For all the love I found in you.
Love you too, Daddy.
You're the one who saw me through.
And thanks for everything.
When I was weak, you were my voice when I couldn't speak.
Gratitude. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
you! Oh!
Your fault.
My fault?
Your fault.
Ugh.
Your fault.
You're right.
What?
It's my fault.
What do you mean your fault?
Just the two of us.
You're right, it's my fault.
We can make it if
Maybe
we
both of us?
try.
Maybe just you.
Just the two of us. Building.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You could talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself. Standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be a champion on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Yeah, yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame.
For the past 6 years, a local Masonic lodge has been giving bikes to some of our better performing students in Winston-Salem, Forsyth County for showing growth, for doing their best. And at Gibson Elementary, they recently gave out 2 bikes, one to a boy, one to a girl, and one of the Masons explained to us exactly what the program is all about.
What we decided to do was to try to, it started at one elementary school where we would take some type of reading achievement and give them some type of incentive to do so. It's now spread to, just from our lodge, 7 other schools, and other lodges in the community have also taken up the program as well.
That's Old Town Masonic Lodge 751. They brought in a girl's bike, they brought in a boy's bike, and the winners of the bikes, their performance was based off of the iReady program that they use at Gibson Elementary to record the growth of the kids from year to year. And everybody was really excited. The parents came in, family came in, so it was a good time. And thanks to the Masons. Again, they're in their 6th year doing that, and they plan to expand it even more. And they cover about 5 elementary schools in their area. Also, big news this time of year is the Teacher of the Year for the 2017 to 18 school year. That was announced earlier this month, as Dr. Emory was talking about, and we were there. A big focus at Ibrahim Elementary School is aeronautics. The aviation theme is evident throughout the school, with planes and spaceships everywhere. But everyone was flying high today when administrators and other special guests stormed the school for a very special announcement.
Oh, congratulations! You're the Teacher of the Year!
Jenny Hawk, a first grade teacher at Ibrahim, is the 2017 Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools Teacher of the Year. And as happy as Ms. Hawk was, her colleagues were even happier. Principal Lee Koch couldn't be more proud.
She genuinely cares about her students, and not just about their academics, about how they grow socially and emotionally.
Ms. Hawk has a background in special education and taught special needs children for 7 years before moving into a regular classroom. Her mother was an educator for 32 years and inspired her to teach.
All children can learn. It doesn't matter ethnicity, disability, age.
She's been teaching for 11 years, all of them at Ibrahim, a school she says is more like a family than a group of educators.
We are like a big family, a school community, a school family. It's not just my first grade class, my kids, it's all of our kids. We always look out for each other.
Principal Koch agrees.
Our teachers, while it's an award for her, it's an award for Ibrahim as well. And that's her philosophy. I guarantee she's saying that's the way she feels. We are all in this together.
Congratulations, Jenny Hawk, your 2017 Teacher of the Year. And that's going to do it for this very close to the end of the year edition of Today with Dr. Beverly Emory. I'm Chris Runch. Thanks so much for being with us, and we'll see you next time.